Issue 18, Panhandling. This is my experience with a homeless man carrying a large "Will work for food" sign. He was living in the bushes behind my husband's place of employment. When police arrested him for trespassing and vagrancy, they found $1,000 in cash in his pockets. He told the police he had made the money by standing at a busy intersection in town with one of those signs. He also said he could never do as well working because he takes in $500 to $600 a day just holding up that sign. Think about this. If one person gave you $1 every time the car had to stop, and the signal changed 30 times an hour, and you stood there for 8 hours a day, you could make $240 a day. Realistically, the figures are probably much higher. I recently saw a family, a mother, a father, and 3 young children, standing at a busy intersection holding those homeless signs. Not only is this activity dangerous, it's also emotional blackmail.
Comprehension. 1. Why was the man with the "Will work for food" sign arrested? 2. What did the police find in his pocket? 3. How did he make the money? 4. How much does he probably make a day? 5. What does the writer think about this kind of panhandling?
Let's talk. One, do you usually give beggars money? Why or why not? 2. How much do you usually give them? 3. Do you feel guilty when you give panhandlers nothing? Why or why not? 4. Do you agree that panhandling is emotional blackmail? Explain your answer. 5. Many people say that when you give money to panhandlers, it only encourages them to beg more. What do you think of the theory? 6. Do you think it is fair that beggars may make much more money than ordinary salaried workers? 7. Do you think the government should permit panhandling? 8. Talk about ways of preventing panhandling on the street. 9. What would you think about making panhandling a formal job classification and taxing it? 10. Panhandling entails no taxes or hard work and has flexible hours. What would you think about doing this as your permanent job? 11. What do you think about street vendors? Should we legalize and tax them? What would the side effects be?
Opinion samples. 1. I think we have no moral obligation to give anything to panhandlers if begging is a very lucrative business and they generally make much more money than average people do. Do you think it fair that relatively poor people should give money to the rich? Question. Do you think panhandlers really do make more money than ordinary people?
2. The government shouldn't allow panhandlers on the street. They cause people anxiety over whether to give something or not. Some people feel guilty when they don't give them money. That's why I think panhandling is emotional blackmail. Question. Would you ban all kinds of panhandling, no types, or only some? If the latter, which ones?
Issue 18. Panhandling.
Look at that poor woman.
Which one?
That beggar over there. Doesn't she look pathetic?
She certainly does, but don't give her anything.
Why not? I couldn't live with myself if I didn't help her. For me, it's just spare change. For her, it might mean the difference between eating and starving.
I admit that's a possibility, but I'd say the odds against it are astronomically high.
Why do you say that?
She probably makes more than you do.
I doubt that.
Just figure it out for yourself. If everybody gives her something every 3 minutes and she works only an 8-hour day, how much do you think she takes in? And it's all tax-free.
But if that's the case, why would she humiliate herself this way if she didn't need the money?
Because she makes more this way than she could by working, of course.
I still think I have to help her. What if she really is starving? I couldn't bear to be apathetic in the face of someone's misfortune if there were some way I could help.
That's very noble of you, but it's also very gullible. That's exactly the kind of attitude that she rides right to the bank.
How do you know so much?
When I was a kid, I used to spare change people all the time. At first, it was just an adventure. I didn't really need the money, but I was in school and didn't have the time for a real job. And then I found out how much I could make doing it just in my spare time. Every week, the amount I took home was truly phenomenal, and I was only panhandling part-time. Think how much the pros must make.
Well, all of this is news to me. I've never thought about any of this.
I had a friend who needed a lot of money. He knew how much these guys make, so he went into business hustling the hustlers. He actually went to the panhandlers with a sob story and wheedled money from them. In just 6 months, he worked himself completely out of debt.
What did he do then? Stay in the business?
No, he used his experience to go into politics. Today, he's the mayor of a big city. The skills are the same, he says, but now he doesn't have to work outdoors in bad weather.
Questions. 1. Why does the woman oppose helping needy people? 2. Why does the man insist it's the right thing to do? 3. What skills do you think politicians and panhandlers have in common?